You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I was on Facebook Marketplace looking through all the stuff that people were either trying to sell or that people were trying to get rid of, and I came across a turntable that said free. I looked and it showed that the power cord had an issue with it, and I said I'm gonna get my hands on this and see what I can do. So the record player in question is a Sony. It says servo controlled turntable. It does 45s and 33s. Automatic stereo turntable system, and the model number is PS-LX49P. And it is not in the best condition. It's missing one of the hinges for the back, and I'll see about possibly doing something with that. And if I turn it around here, this was what the picture showed. It does have intact RCAs, but this is what the power cord looked like. It was just two wires with exposed ends on it. The guy said that he was afraid to hook it up to just a regular 110, which I'm glad he didn't. That's not what you're supposed to do. So basically what I did was I looked it up. Here's where it shows the model again. Stereo turntable, serial number, made in Malaysia. I referenced this on Google to find what tolerance that this takes. Now, this model actually came up as being a stackable unit, and it was supposed to have like a special cable that came out that hooked up into like a stackable stereo equipment thing with like a little three-prong end on it. So I'm assuming that possibly this has been retrofitted afterwards. It's been put on by somebody else trying to use it as a standalone player. So what I did to get it working is, for one, I cleaned up this part and got everything sitting like it was supposed to. And I found where I had this Netgear AC to DC transformer, because I did find out that this is a DC powered turntable. And so I spliced this, and I did just like a really quick job into this, and I actually color coded it with the white stripe to the white stripe and the black to the black. But I had an issue. The turntable itself was wanting to spin counterclockwise, and it was making the needle go towards the outside instead of the inside like it was supposed to. I don't know a whole lot about turntables. We do sell turntables at my job, and my boss is very well versed in it. So at 10:30 at night, I call my boss and I'm like, hey, what could cause a turntable to spin backwards? And he's like, I've never heard of that before. And I'm like, well, I'm confused and I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so what I decided to do, and what I got to thinking about, was if it's DC power and not alternating current, it could be polarity sensitive. So what I did was I switched it here where the connectors were, and lo and behold, it actually turned the way it was supposed to. So I've still got to strip these back, and I'm gonna put it together to where it looks a little bit more appealing, and it stays together really well. But I did get the turntable to work, so I was very, very proud of myself and pleased with the outcome. I do have some records that I've been collecting over time. I got some NWA and an Eazy-E. I've actually got the soundtrack for Ghostbusters, a Rocky IV soundtrack. I got this Pharaoh Monk here, and a couple of DJ singles that are over at Henry's house from when we had his birthday party. So this is a pretty good deal for me because I've wanted my own turntable for a while. I used to have one and it got lost over the course of moving. So this is neat. So I'm going to get these spliced together the way they're supposed to be, and then I will show you what the outcome looks like. Alright, so here's my first step, is to make sure that I have the polarity correct with the wires the way they're supposed to be, and I'm putting these little gray wire nuts on them just to make sure that they don't arc or make contact. And now for the electrical tape. Alright, so I have now got them wire nutted and electrical taped. So we're going to take the transformer, the AC to DC transformer. It is a 12 volt 0.5 amps, and plug it in down in here so that it's plugged in real nice. And then we'll take, for the time being until I can figure out a better way, I'm just going to take this little plastic cover off. It really needs to be cleaned. But this is my new Sony turntable. If you take the little mechanism off here and we set a 33 record on it and we lift up and come over, it starts to spin like it's supposed to. And if I come down with the little lever over here, you can still hear it play a little bit, but it does work, which is great. I'll be honest with you, my first instinct was to take and just try to splice a 120 cable straight into it like a normal CD player or record player, and allow it and just plug it into the wall, and I decided against that and thought the best course of action would be to actually look up what type of power it takes. So once I realized it was DC power, I just found a 12 volt and the transformer that had a low amperage, that way I couldn't overload it, and then if I needed to I would have went up an amp or whatever and just tested it out. But luckily it worked fine the first time, and the speed control works just fine. So I'm going to do some cleaning on it, and I now have a record player, a turntable that works, and I am very excited. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, share this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will have more videos with me trying to tinker and repair things that other people give away for free because they say that they can't be fixed. Have a good one.